Hi, welcome to the Corelli Show.
I'm Corey.
I'm Ellie, and this is Baby Sage.
Welcome to Nature Art Club,
the online edition.
It's a green world we live in, and lucky we are that it is. Yet how few of us realize the significance of the plants which make it green.
Pollen is the substance that causes plants to form seeds.
Through the root and up the stem, the water passes into the veins of the green leaf.
Hey everybody, welcome to Drawing with Corey. I'm your host, Corey. And this week we're talking about plants. Today we're going to be drawing a landscape with trees, grass, and other kinds of plants. So since we're talking about plants and their environment, we're going to draw a scene that kind of covers a lot of different kinds of plants. So the easiest way to make a setting is to draw the horizon or the land that is there. And hills are always more interesting than a flat ground. So I'm just gonna draw kind of wavy, gentle curves all the way across. So now we have a hill landscape. And here in the back, I'm gonna start with a tree. And for that, I'm just gonna start with a line that goes up. And then beside it, I'm gonna draw another line that goes up. And I want them, if anything, to go up to get closer together because the widest part is gonna be closer to the ground. And then I'm gonna have it split out into like a Y shape and another little V shape right there in the center. And I'm gonna draw these little curves right here where the branches go into the green of the tree. And so I'm gonna do little curves around, just like a cloud, around this. And we have ourselves a little tree. And sometimes in trees, there'll be a little hole that something lives in. You can add one if you want. You don't have to, but I'm just gonna do a little dot right there. Now, in the distance, I might want even more trees, look like a forest. And if we want to do that, we can do this cloud shape again, or we can do up and down zigzags for more pines, whatever we want, and then come back down. And so we can color that green later, and it'll look like it's a forest. Now, up close, I'm gonna do some smaller plants so you can see, like a flower, for instance. So I'm gonna start with a stem. It's just a little curved line going up, and another one right beside it. And then on top of that, I'm gonna draw a U. And then a circle on top of that U. And then on the other side of that U, I'm gonna draw an upside down U. And then I'm gonna go around with other U's all facing in towards that circle. At the bottom, I can draw a leaf shape, which is kind of a gentle curve. Sometimes I call it a frown, sometimes it's an arch or rainbow line. And then underneath it, another one that comes back. So it's kind of like an oval with a point. And then down towards the center, I'll draw a little line going in. And I'm gonna do that same thing on this side. So we've got a flower with some little leaves and another kind of flower you can draw. Let's see, I'll make another stem. This one's a little bit taller, is a tulip. So then I'm gonna draw a bigger U on top of this one. And then I'm gonna curve like I did for the leaf and come down like that. So it almost looks like I have a leaf right there. But then I come up here near the top in the center and curve it to look like there's two leaves. And then in the center of that, a little V, upside down V shape. And that's the basic shape of a tulip. And so then we can add some more leaves if we wanted. Down here, we got a couple flowers. And if we wanted to add some bushes, we can do that just with that simple cloud shape. And I always like to add little bodies of water. So I'm gonna draw a line for the shoreline and then little waves by doing the scallop, little arc shapes. Now, all of these plants rely on water, but they also rely on the sun. So we're gonna draw a sun over here, which will be a big circle. And so we've got a big circular sun over here. And we can draw lines that come out away from that sun to look like sun rays. You can add as many or as few as you like. And I'm gonna add some more of these little bushes or shrubbery, so maybe they'll make a little more sense and not just look like a little cloud floating here. And then by that lake, I'm gonna draw some tall grasses. And I'm doing that just by pushing down or laying my marker down on that line or near it and then flicking it upwards. And that works with the pencil as well. I'll add one more little ray there. And let's see, we've got some blank space over here. So I'm gonna add another set of woods over here. So another just kind of bumpy line all the way there. And then it'll look like a forest. Here's a sped up version of me finishing mine. You can pause the video here so you can finish yours too. Did you know that mushrooms are not plants? They're actually something called fungi. They don't get energy from the sun like plants do. They get their energy from dead plants on the ground.
Hi everyone, welcome to Process Art with Ellie. Today we are talking about plants. And one of the simplest shapes in the plant world is the leaf. Today, we're going to make a collection of plants on our leaf. These are the materials that we'll need for our project. Our leaf mat board shape and rubber bands. If you want, you can start by drawing on your mat board shape however you want. You could paint it too, and then leave it to dry before you start the rest of the project. what I'm going to do from here is take these rubber bands and I'm going to stretch them from one part of my mat board to the other. I started with one in the center, and I'm also going to add some on the sides, going from one notch to the other, and I'll just keep adding my new rubber bands on. And if you want, you can crisscross it too. You don't have to add your rubber bands like I did. You can add them however you want. All right, there we go. You can color yours however you want, or you can just leave it plain. This is what mine looked like. Follow me while I go and collect some items to add underneath my rubber bands. I spy one that I want to use right now. Look down. Look at this little buttercup. So what I'm going to do is just take my flower and I'm going to stick it underneath the rubber band. And this is kind of like weaving. So if you want, you can stick it under different rubber bands to make sure it stays stuck. Ta-da! All right, let's go find some more things. These are beautiful. I want some.
That's a flowering pear tree.
That has some spikes. You gotta be careful. So just like before, I'll lift up my rubber bands and I'll slide my flowers in. I think I want some more. So each time I add something new, I just slide it underneath my rubber bands. And if I want to make sure it's really on there well, I'll just lift up a couple of my other rubber bands to make sure it's really in place.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go add some more. Red buds, I want those. I'm not that great at jumping. I might have to grow a little bit bigger before I could reach them. There's some on the ground. Maybe those can work. I'll just add a couple. They're really tiny. There's some ants down here. Do you want to see? I wonder where they're going. Sage, what do you think? Are you squashed? All right, let's see what else we can find. Look at this cutie. I'm not gonna pick this one. It's still really new. Look at those buds. How cute. I want some of these leaves. I like their shape. So when you're looking for things in nature, make sure you're not picking something poisonous, like poison ivy or poison oak. That's not good. This is what poison ivy looks like.
Poison ivy has 3 leaves. The leaves have bumpy, serrated edges, and it has a shiny finish. Remember, leaves of 3, leave it be.
Now it's time for some viewer photos. Thanks, Farah and Nova, for getting your friends to join in too. We love the idea of Zoom playdates. Eli made a wonderful waterfall. We love that Grace got her siblings, Hava and Dominic, to join in on Nature Art Club. If you would like to see your photos in our next video, just send them to our email or our social media. Here's our activity kit for Animal Week. In this activity kit, we have a pterodactyl mat board body. We've got feathers, googly eyes, red, yellow, and blue paint, and a plate to put it on. We've got some tissue paper squares to decorate with, half a plate with hole punched marks to go for our jellyfish body, some rainbow yarn, and a brush, pencil, and 2 sheets of paper. Plants are what makes life so wonderful. If we didn't have plants, we wouldn't have the world. What's your favorite kind of plant? Mine is a flower.
We'll see you next time.